Hey guys, it's Amanda and Barron with Kickin Cancer Cares, and we are back again. And our sponsor for the second half is Vente's Restaurant, and they are so good. Oh my gosh.
So good.
I'm so glad we stumbled upon them and have built this amazing relationship with them. I'm more of a comfort food girl, especially when I go out to eat.
Well, and their mac and cheese is comfort food.
Oh, their mac and cheese. They've got a spicy mac and cheese. Their Buddha burger though, oh my gosh, it's so good. And they put on these little, they call them tofu's crazy cousin. It's like not tofu, but it's something else. It's like they make them out of soybean, I think is what it is. It's a bacon thing though.
I'll say it wrong.
It is so good. And they put it on there. It's a healthy, amazing option. What else do they have there? Their sweet potato fries. I think I mentioned those last week. Oh my gosh, they're so good. They're tater tots, and you can add truffle stuff on them.
I think the sweet potato fries have become like the potato poppers for Odd Mo's.
Yes,
for
exactly,
you.
exactly. Yeah. So if you guys have nothing going on for date night tonight, or just want to go to a new spot for dinner, go check out Vente's because they are awesome.
Well, for the listeners that are just tuning in,
we are playing basketball.
Amanda's having a good time. We're at the Armory right now, and so you really do want to go to YouTube on Monday and watch this episode, because what you can't see, because you're listening on the radio, is we have Jason Conrad, number 9, back there shooting some basketball with Domo Lawrence. And what I am so excited about is these guys are wearing the jerseys that we're going to use for the Cancer Awareness basketball game.
I'm showcasing it.
Showcase. Thank you, Vanna.
You're welcome.
So April the 11th, which is next Friday, if you are a cancer survivor, you and your family can come to the game for free. You do need to email Amanda, and she'll get the word to me, because there's a code you use when you buy your tickets. But Jason has generously donated 200 seats, 200 tickets to survivors and their families to come watch the game for free.
Okay.
But what's even more cool is we wanted to do something special for a jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Kickin Cancer paid for these jerseys, but 3 local businesses stepped up to help cover the cost to sponsor these. Not surprising, one of them is Odd Mo's.
Of course. Thank you, Odd Mo's, Mike.
The other one is Yuri Marashko with Mountain Coast Electric.
Okay, thank you, Mountain Coast Electric.
And the third one is Mike Lowry with Home Smart Realty.
Yes, our favorite drummer boy.
Favorite drummer boy. You know, you rock, so should your realtor.
Yes, that's what it was.
Now, we're all wearing the top, but when you come to the games, the bottoms actually showcase their businesses on the bottoms.
Okay, perfect.
And I feel really fortunate that their jerseys have their numbers on them, so you can see that Jason's got number 9 and Dom's number 2. But they got one for me.
And
I'm number 92. I'm number 92.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So anyway, we're just thrilled to be here at the Armory. We're thrilled to have Jason and Domo shooting some basketball behind us.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And then if you come to the game on Friday, Odd Mo's Pizza will be sold out in the concession stands.
Yep.
So that's really cool.
By the slice.
You can
by the
slice. Yeah. And if you know Michelle Ashley, he has desserts from Michelle Ashley.
Yes.
So Jason was talking in the first half of the show about building a team around a community culture.
Yeah.
And he really has built this amazing team, and the community is supporting him heavily for now the 4th season.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Well, I did mention in the first half that Jason was brand new, coming to Chamber, talking about his brand new basketball team. And I walked up to him 4 years ago, and I said, I've done this with the baseball, where we do a ceremonial first pitch.
Yeah.
What would you think about doing a ceremonial tip-off? He loved the idea, so we did our first Cancer Awareness basketball game 2022.
Yes.
And we've been doing them ever since. So I'm going to bring these 2 guys into this conversation and let them stop playing basketball for a second.
Oh, don't do that. Okay,
well,
I'm just kidding. Yes.
The other one,
grab
the part of the reason I want to bring these guys into it is Domo became really influential in a young man's life last year.
Silas.
And I would love to have his thoughts on Silas. So talk to our listeners for a second. I'm going to go grab these 2 guys.
All right. One thing that I love about the basketball team here is Salem Capitals.
So
it was one of the games I went to, and I think it was for Liberty House, which is for child abuse. And they did a teddy bear throw. And all these children were on the court, and fans and visitors were throwing teddy bears, and it was just cool. So I am so empowered by their community involvement and giving back to the community. It's pretty amazing. Hi, guys.
Hi. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, I was just telling our listeners that, you know, I love the community culture you guys have built. I approached Jason with this idea, and that first year, we did a cancer awareness game. Mm-hmm. The second year, there was a young lady.
Roxanne.
No.
Oh,
Graceland.
sorry. Oh, yes.
So Graceland was 3 at the time. Her dad's a cop, so he's holding her. They do this ceremonial tip-off. Well, last year, you had a chance to meet a young man, and you, Domo, you have no idea how much you changed that guy's life. No idea how much you
You really don't.
Oh,
but I was telling this to Domo before we started recording. Wow. When you guys met Graceland, she was 3, and to get cancer out of blood, it's just a horrible amount of chemotherapy. But just a week ago, she rang the bell.
Hell yeah.
She got her last chemo session.
Let's go.
Or as Dama would say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that little girl is thriving. I think she's 6 now.
That's awesome.
But we heard about something in the community, and it's a single mom, and she had lung cancer, and she was just really concerned about her kid. And so I said, how can we as an organization help you? And she says, can you help my kid? Can you take his mind off from what I'm going through? And we had set up this chance to come over to our store, and you could buy a disc, and Dama would sign the disc. And so the first time you met Silas was there.
Yeah, it was actually at the signing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Silas was cool. He was kind of quiet then.
He was very quiet.
The first time we met, he was kind of quiet.
Yeah,
but,
and you signed his beanie.
Yeah.
He wore that beanie all the time.
I bet.
So, well, when that game came around, I said to Jason again, hey, can Silas do this ceremonial tip-off? And so he came out. But before the tip-off, something really interesting happened when you guys were announcing your team. You had a party at the rec. And
oh, I remember this.
Remember this?
Bro. Keep going, bro.
Well, so what is so amazing to me about that, and Jason, you said the time that things always happen for a reason. I had bought a bunch of the raffle tickets for your event, and I had to leave early. And so I just said to Roxanne, the mom, I said, here, you guys keep all my raffle tickets. If you win anything, it's all yours. And I left. And you got to the very last item,
which was the sign ball. Yeah.
Sign ball by
the sign ball by the team.
Yeah.
And when you announced the team, who won that ball?
Silas won.
Yeah. We went crazy.
And that wasn't planned either.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
you just drew a number, and it was the one that he had.
That was the one.
But
That's
there's some really
cool.
fun pictures of him coming to get the ball, and he's smiling when he gets the ball. But then you brought Domo up, and so we got a picture of you and Domo together, and the smile got a little bit bigger.
Bro.
But there's a picture of the entire team around Silas.
I love that picture.
What did you guys say to Silas at that moment? Do you remember?
We were just telling him, like, yo, bro, like, this your moment. Like, this is for you. Like, you won. Like, you're the big dog right now. Like, be there. Be here. And it was cool because earlier, like we were saying, like, he was kind of quiet when we first met. But during that event, it was so dope to watch him, like, come out of his shell. And so, like, he's playing games with other kids, just chopping it up with players, we bowling. And then, like, by the end of the event, to see him get the ball and just light up like that, man, it's just like, yo, bro. Like, it's just kind of full circle for that event. Just like, yo, it's your moment, man. I got to do this, bro. Just like, we're just telling him, like, yo, it's your turn, bro. You the big dog. You won. Like,
yeah.
And it felt great.
Well, and then when the game came around, he was excited to go out and do that ceremonial tip-off.
Yeah.
And it was such an easy concept, Jason, just to say, hey, let someone come out, and it's not the real tip-off, it's a ceremonial one. But it has made such a big impact in that kid's life.
Right.
I ran into him a month ago.
I won the tip, by the way.
You did. I should remember that. Thank you for reminding me.
I won.
I hear there's a guy taller than you that's doing the tip-offs now.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
No, there's a guy taller than me doing the tip-off.
There's a guy taller than you doing the tip-off.
That's cool with me.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
not
the
many
medium.
taller than you.
No,
the
Big
medium
Rob.
guy.
He says he's 7'1", but he's for sure 7'2".
At least 7. But I saw Silas. I was going to tell you this. I saw Silas a month ago. You wouldn't recognize this kid anymore. One, he's grown. He's taller, but he stands with an air of confidence.
I love it.
He's got some glasses now, and he's just sporting this whole different kid than you met a year and a half ago.
Well, bring him to the game, bro.
Oh, he'll be there.
Bring him to the game.
He'll be there.
Bring him to the game.
Well,
I miss that boy.
speaking of the game, Jason and I talked about this, and we're going to do our 4th cancer awareness game next Friday.
Can't wait.
And I'm just so thrilled with these jerseys you guys are going to wear.
They're so cool.
I was so high. As soon as I got it, I still got the tag on it, actually. As soon as I got it, I put it on immediately. I love it. Thank you for the design, and everything is cool. It got all the ribbons for all the different types of cancers. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
And on the back, we kicking cancer in the ass. It's
Yep,
cool.
yep.
That was me.
I know, Jason, these are
That
your
was me.
jerseys. You
Yeah,
wear what you
yeah.
want on them.
So these are cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I love these. These are
Well,
my favorite jerseys so far that we
You
have.
can't see it because we're only the tops, but when they come to the game, the bottoms have our donkey literally on
On the ass.
They're literally on the ass.
I
Yeah.
love
Right
it.
there.
Can't wait.
But the other thing that Jason's doing this year that's just going to be super fun is, and tell me if I'm describing this correctly, each of your players are going to have like a warm-up T-shirt
Yeah,
in honor of some local survivor.
correct. Yeah.
That's
And then
cool.
as you guys announce the team, that survivor can
We'll
go-
walk out with that player. So each player will have a custom shooting shirt for the survivor that they're going to walk out with, and it'll have that color ribbon on their shirt, and then it'll have, instead of the player's last name, whoever the person is they're walking out with their last name, playing for so-and-so.
And that you have
That's
12 of those.
cool.
Yep.
So we're just raising the awareness for cancer in this town.
Yeah.
And what I think is intriguing, I'd love to hear your thoughts, Domo. I started this to try to help one more person with cancer. I started with my sister, one more person, and I didn't realize it as I was doing it, but I was building a culture of community around cancer. But you guys have seen this from the outside looking in. So what's your perspective, Jason, on and both of you
No,
guys?
I think it's amazing. I mean, you know my perspective on culture and how important it is to the things we are doing in the community. And I just think that, you know, what you have been doing and what I have been doing are so cohesive because they're basically the same thing for different causes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that we've been able to have this, you know, partnership go on now going into year 4, and it's been easy, and the fact that it progresses every year and it becomes a little bigger and a little better, and I'm sure, you know, year 10 we're going to do something even
amazing.
crazier.
It'd be amazing.
But no, I mean, you know, half the battle is showing up, and you show up, and that's the biggest thing that matters. When you can show up for someone, it makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
And then not only are you showing up, but then you're also following through with the things you say you're going to do. You set an expectation, you follow through with that expectation. And, you know, I think that flies so far under the radar in today's world on how significant that can be in someone's life. And I think that, you know, what you do with Kickin Cancer and all the, I mean, I don't know how you do everything you do. You got golf tournaments, you got basketball games, you got radio shows, you got podcasts on top of your everyday job.
Yeah.
Right.
Power naps.
Yeah, so,
Power naps.
you know,
Power naps
it's
are
a
important.
testament
It's
to you
literally
that you're
everything.
able to do all this stuff and have the type of impact you're able to have. So we appreciate everything you do.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
What, just your thoughts?
He said all the cool shit.
Okay.
He said all the cool stuff, but just from my point of view, community's always been a big deal for me. Like just coming from Las Vegas, it's like, it's not, you don't get to see everybody. So the community's just, it works different. But here, I really got to understand what it was for me, and it's like, really everybody can give a little and we'll all have a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the best way I can explain the feeling. And I feel like what you do with Kickin Cancer, you take a little everywhere. Like no matter what, you'll take this much and you'll make it this big. And the community, especially this one in particular, I think that's kind of how we operate. And I feel like what you're doing operating in your nature just fits naturally in this environment, this ecosystem. And I think it's dope because even for some like myself, who I'm not directly affected by cancer, like by somebody like right there,
Yeah.
it really, I feel like I can connect because I'm a part of this community. Because, like you said, I got to meet the survivors, I got to meet the moms, I got to impact the kids and be like, you know, in the fight with them. So I just think like what you do just makes it easier for everybody to do what they do because you build the ecosystem for everybody to, you know,
Follow suit.
operate naturally.
It became pretty apparent after about, I don't know, 6 or 8 months of doing this that the most successful ideas that I had were when the community who knew the person showed up for the person.
Right.
Because I met the person. I didn't know their community. I didn't know their friends, right? I didn't know their circle of influence. And so we did a couple of them where I tried to do something for somebody, and it just kind of fell on its face because it's me trying to force an event. And I said, you know what? If your friends will show up for you, it'll be dope.
Yeah.
Like you said, it'll be dope.
Hell yeah.
And I think one of the biggest ones we ever had happen was I did very little. I was kind of like more leading the logistics for the event because the sister had been diagnosed with triple negative, which is a horrible diagnosis with breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer. And so her direct sister and I worked together, and they were in the Albany area. Well, her sister knew tons of people in the Albany area. And her sister was also very organized. And so she had spreadsheets and blah, blah, blah. But when the event happened, tons of people showed up that I didn't know. And we raised almost $26,000 that day.
Wow.
That's dope.
That's awesome.
And the great thing is that would have been over 2 years ago. And what I can tell you is triple negative is an awful diagnosis because the breast tissue is not producing enough of certain things. If it's producing too much, they can give you a drug to slow down the production. They can't give you something to increase the production. And so they just throw everything at you to try to fix it. But this lady, 2 years later, this lady is now cancer-free.
That's
awesome.
Off the triple negative?
Off the triple negative.
Wow.
And so I've said numerous times that I'm not saying Kickin Cancer cured her. I'm saying that we created an event where the community came together and her cells responded to that event.
Yeah.
Oh, like you do, you create a culture, but cells respond to the support.
And I think that's one of the really dope things about like doing community type deals because you give people who aren't necessarily in it a chance to have ownership in it, a chance to be a part. And I think that's like the coolest part. Like anybody can be a part of it and you give them that opportunity. And they showed up and took over and showed out.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Well, I've been walking our listeners through a timeline, and there's an event, and there's two people that you're going to know most of these stories.
Okay.
It was July of 2022, and I was working with the Corvallis Knights baseball team, and once a year they do a game. It's called Strikeout Cancer, and they had allowed me to come in and basically sell 50 raffle tickets as a fundraiser at that baseball game. Well, at the time, we were supporting a little 4-year-old boy named Ozzy. And Ozzy had a horrific brain tumor, and so he and his family got to come to the game for free. And the mascot came down and just high-fived him. I bought a bunch of gray hats because brain cancer is gray, and so anyone who wanted to buy a hat, they could wear a hat in support of Ozzy. Well, it turns out that the person who was the general manager for that baseball team was Jennifer Beaumont, and we had supported Jennifer Beaumont the year before because she was battling lung cancer.
Wow.
Well, her lung cancer had come back. And I remember here's little Ozzy and his family in the stands watching the baseball game, and along comes Jennifer dragging an oxygen tank behind her because her lung cancer had gotten so bad she needed oxygen to live, right? And I went to Jennifer, I said, why are you here? Like, why are you at this game when you're this bad off? She says, being here fills my cup. And I said, I want to introduce you to somebody. So this lady who was dying from lung cancer came over, met the mother of Ozzy, met Ozzy who was dying from brain cancer.
Wow.
And this little tiny ecosystem was created in a very short period of time between these two people. And I just didn't, until you look back on it, you don't realize what you had created until you can look back and see it. But
absolutely.
It was definitely, and you knew both those stories.
Yeah.
That's called impact.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess I would say that both you guys are very involved in the community, and you don't realize the ripple effect until you can step back and see it work back. So.
Yeah.
I love the warm-up idea. Can I ask why cancer's so close? Do you have like a deeper why on embracing all of the cancer, the tip-offs?
No, I think, I mean, if I have an opportunity to bring awareness and impact people, and it's as easy as me making T-shirts,
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
No, I mean, I'm one of those people, if I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability and make it as big and awesome as I can.
Yeah.
And if we can recognize those people and give them an opportunity to have their spotlight, like,
Yes.
obviously we want to do that. So.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. I
absolutely.
love that.
Yeah.
That's really freaking cool.
Yeah, I remember last year when we also do, and I want to let the listeners hear this. Jason has generously donated about 200 tickets. You do need to contact me to get a code, and you're going to go buy your ticket online.
Yep.
And then you'll use that code. It'll take the price off to $0. But you and your spouse, your kids can come to the game once those student tickets are gone. We really want to fill this place up for you. But at halftime, any survivor can come out of the stands and be recognized at half court. And I remember last year when we did that, there was a lady that walked out of the stands that we both know from greeters that I did not know was a survivor.
We talking? Yeah, I know who we're talking about. Barbara.
Barbara
Okay.
McReal.
Yep.
Shows
Barbara.
up for the Elsinore Theater. You know who we're
I
talking
love Barbara.
Yeah, like Barbara's awesome. She's one of the
Oh,
older
crap,
people
I
that
didn't
goes to
know that.
chamber.
Yeah.
And we just said, hey, if you're a survivor and you'd like to be recognized, come on the court. And I was like, I had no idea that she was a survivor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's great to give them their moment,
Barbara.
a spotlight on the
Yeah.
stands, you know.
Well, I think it speaks to the volumes of, like you said, that you're creating a community culture.
Right.
And having people come down and be involved and
Yeah.
doing all these special events and all of it. It
Right.
involves them. It makes them feel like they're part of your
Absolutely.
team and a part of the community.
I think at the end of the day, you know, I might own a basketball team, but basketball is not the most significant part of what we do.
Correct.
Community will always be the most significant part, and as long as we can involve in our community in any way, shape, or form, then we will always do that if we have that opportunity. So.
Well, and I think we've got time to mention our basketball, the Kickin Cancer basketball game is on April the 11th.
Yep.
But you have another game, is it the next day?
Yeah, next day is our first responders night. So
on April the
Oh,
12th.
on April the 12th, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I know if you go
That's good to know.
if you're a police officer or a firefighter or work in the local hospitals, they will each have their own code for first responders to get in for free. So
Okay. And would they just contact you directly, or how would they go about that? Because we've got a lot of first. Okay.
I'm sure we'll talk to the radio stations.
Okay. Email
and-
me,
Yeah,
Amanda
yeah.
at kslm.news, and I'll get you guys the details.
Well, and the other side I like that you're doing, it's a bit fortuitous. We have this for a reason, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Everything.
So you're doing the Kickin Cancer game on Friday, but when you're talking about that other community that you're involved in on Saturday, firefighters are exposed to chemicals on a daily basis
Oh, yeah.
that makes them very susceptible to cancer.
Very.
You know, cops, same situation. So those two groups of the workforce, we try to bring awareness to those because they are very heightened awareness to cancer. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you're
Yeah.
the first responders the next day.
Yeah. I'm going to say we did it like that on purpose.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Well, the other one that I want to make sure we do a big shout out for, because it's why you started this game. When is your mental health game?
So we actually do a whole mental health month
I love
in May, and you know, because like I said before, like basketball has become a platform for me to promote mental health awareness and mental resilience. So basically, the whole month of May, we have WAFED coming in sponsoring one of our mental health games. We also have Surf Pro coming in that's partnering with Courtney Place that will also be during our mental health month. So
That's cool.
it's great to see these local companies kind of rally around and know what's personal to me, and then help elevate the experience and the opportunity I have to create the awareness. So I'm pretty excited that we've been able to do this every year, and that we hopefully have some type of impact, because like you said, one more person, if I can create awareness for one more person and then the exponential effect of that, then that's more than enough.
Well, I'm thrilled to announce that this whole one more concept that I started has grown to Vancouver, Washington, and as of the 12th, it will be growing to Bend, Oregon.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I head over to Bend on the 12th to get our chapter over there started.
Nice.
And then later on in either June or July, we're going to head down to Eugene and get one started in Eugene.
Love it.
And so you can help one more at a bigger level when other communities are helping their people as well.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the jerseys. This is going to be so much
thank
fun.
you.
Yes.
Once again, April the 11th, next Friday, is the Kickin Cancer basketball game. And since we are using Jason's jersey, this is the Kickin Cancer in the ass.
Absolutely.
or as Domo says, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Really quick, what's your guys' website and what time does the game start?
Our website is salemcapitalsbasketball.com. The game will start at 7:30. Doors open at 6:30. All the info for tickets, game times, everything can be found on the Salem Capitals website.
Perfect, and Oddmost Pizza will be here too.
Absolutely.
But our second sponsor for our second half is Venti's Cafe, and they're absolutely amazing. So if you don't have dinner plans, go check them out. Such good food, amazing healthy options, and all the good things. So thank you so much. And thank you guys again very,
Thank
very
you.
much.
Glad
Appreciate
to
it.
be here.
And we'll be back next week
As the movement continues.